Hey, welcome back, guys. Very excited today. I'm in the shop a little bit early. We get to play around with some new film from SunTek. Actually, two new films. One of them's been out for a little bit of time, the SunTek 72. And we get to play around with their new 10 mil thick paint protection film. So I'm just getting into the shop right now, turning on all the lights, and we're gonna get started on this Porsche Macan right here. This one here typically is a big stretch for guys when they're installing with a 60-inch. 72 is gonna make it a lot easier. And then the bumper down here, the piece that SunTek sent me to play around with, should be big enough to cut out on the plotter and install on this car. So let's get started. Today we're going to show you a new film that SunTek has just released called Ultra Defense. I got it last week or the week before. I think it was the week before. So as of this week, it is available from SunTek. This is their new, and this is the film behind me. This is their new 10 mil thick paint protection film. So it's going to be a total of 12 mils if I'm right with the adhesive on it. So it's thicker than standard paint protection film. SunTek has told me that they've done bulk wrapping with it. They've done patterns with it. They've done bumpers, and it's supposed to install pretty much just like an 8 mil film, but give you that extra thickness. So what I've done is I've taken 100 inches of it here, and I've cut out a front bumper for a Porsche Macan that I have sitting right over there. So I'm going to weed this out. We'll look at it and see how it weeds, and then we'll install it on this Porsche Macan. I did change my pressures on my Graphtec plotter. I upped them 2 points to 22, I believe it is. I normally have it set to 20, so my pressure is at 22 to cut this. So we'll see how this weeds out, see how much deeper it went, if it cut into the liner at all or anything like that. So in here I have the front bumper for the Macan. I did have to modify it a little bit. I've got edge wraps and stuff like that modified on it, but I had to modify the pieces that go under an air intake down here to get it to fit on this 24. It wanted to be put on a 30, so I had to kind of tweak the pattern a little bit. Let me turn the sound off on my phone here. And so I'm looking at it to see where my cuts are at. We've got something going here. There we go. So I believe this is gonna be it there. You can feel it's a lot thicker. I'm checking my. So this should go up into there. Yeah. So we're good here. And this is should be the top of the bumper. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing this here. So it definitely is a little more difficult to weed out. I can really feel the thickness of it here. And if I look here, so my blade didn't get all the way through, I don't believe. I think it got into the adhesive, but it's never touched the liner. And typically when I cut film on a plotter, I want it to just kind of score the top of the liner. Not go through, obviously, but score the top of the liner. So this hasn't quite gone all the way through. It's not bad. but we could probably up the pressure one more on this.
The little things without you don't mean a thing. My pride is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too good.
Okay, so we got that all weeded out, and not cutting all the way through it made it a little more difficult, but it's off. Touching the film, it's definitely got a lot of heft to it. It's thick, it's a little stiffer, not quite as pliable. The adhesive feels about the same, so we're gonna get this put over here on the Macan, and I'll let you guys watch me install it and tell you my thoughts on it while I'm putting it on. Okay, so we've got the film on the car, and I've got my slip and a squeegee here. My alcohol is over here. They say that you might need a heat gun for this, so I'm gonna have my heat gun here to warm it up. My shop's probably about 70 degrees right now. We'll warm this up. The adhesive doesn't seem to be having any problems sticking, even though this, I had to clean this with straight alcohol. For some reason the dealership wanted to spray all this plastic in here with silicone, so you could see it had not really stained, but left just a silicone slick all over the paint, so I had to really come through and clean out this bumper. Here's an area where I modified the pattern. Was around this. Instead of it stopping just outside this circle, I had the film, I actually edge wrapped the inside of this circle here. Kind of weird to do, hard to describe without showing you on a computer, but I am able to extend the edges inside these circles, so. And it's a little harder to stretch. But I think we can manage here. Well, we've crossed that hurdle. See what we can do with this. That laid real nice there. It was kind of an area where I thought there was going to be a little compression. And it's actually, so far, other than it being a little stiffer than regular paint protection film, seems to be installing pretty well. Move over to this area over here. So instead of trying to stretch that finger out there, I'm going to up the difficulty level a little bit here and see how this stuff will kind of spread out and compress together. Let me finish this back half here. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that compressed really nice. And then this is an edge wrap into here. This really isn't that difficult of a bumper to do. I didn't want to try this out on anything the first time around with something that was abnormally difficult. Want to give the product a chance. This is ideally best for say a bumper maybe, or rocker panels, doing headlights. The real heavy impact areas, when we replace these Porsche impact guards that they have on the quarter panels, it's noticeably thinner, the film, whether it be SunTek or XPEL or 3M. The film that we reapply on there is noticeably thinner, although it looks better than the factory film. It is it feels a lot thinner, so having something like this on there that's a little bit thicker will be nice to upsell to your customers. We'll warm this up a little bit here. You can really feel the thickness through here. Once you get it warmed up, though, it actually becomes pretty pliable. That laid nice. A lot of the reps had no idea that this film was coming. I'm not a rep, so I definitely didn't know this film was coming. When my rep told me, he had just learned probably a few hours earlier in one of their meetings that SunTek had been testing this film, and they wanted to keep it quiet. That's kind of the nice thing that they do. They don't really hype stuff for long periods of time, getting everybody's hopes up and saying that it's coming, and then never release it. See how this wraps into here? Not bad. Gonna need a little heat. I need a little heat down in here. Just can't seem to get it to lay inside of here. So we'll warm that up. We'll warm this edge up here. That's down and good. That looks pretty good. Very glossy. It actually looks way more glossy than regular film. Almost looks like you've added a bunch of clear coat to it. I'm going to finish up here, and then we'll pull the camera in and take a good look at it. Okay, so I have a little side note here for the pattern designers at SunTek. To get this to fit on 24, I had to manipulate this. So what I did is in the TrueCut software, this was arced down, and I readjusted the arc and brought it up so I could get this to fit on 24. If not, I would have to have gone on 30, wasting a ton of film, but it fit. I got this arc back up to fit on 24. And I'm not having any issues with this fitment down here, even though I modified it to get it to fit on 24-inch film. So maybe when they're out in the field doing this, they can look at the film sizes that these patterns are going on, because this is borderline would fit on a 24, but ultimately it wouldn't until I tweaked it, and I had to tweak this bottom piece here. So other than that, so far so good. This nice thick SunTek film is actually installing really nice. Everybody, I think the job turned out great. That bumper looks awesome, and it's going to have a heck of a lot of protection on there with that new SunTek Ultra Defense film on there. The cool thing about this whole install is we just put that Ultra Defense film on the front bumper, which is brand new to the market, the only one on the market that's that thick. And we also use SunTek 72, which is fairly new to the market. It just was released towards the end of last year, and SunTek is the only manufacturer that offers a 72-inch film. So if you've ever wrapped a Macan before, you know that it's a lot of stretching and a lot of pulling to get a piece of 60-inch to fit on there. The 72 makes it a lot easier. There's still a lot of stretching and pulling because it's a big clamshell and you got to get it all to fit. But you don't have to worry about not having enough film or overstretching your film. You can get it all on there. So with the 72 that SunTek offers now and this new Ultra Defense paint protection film for bumpers, and they say you can wrap whole cars with it, but I'm looking at bumpers and rocker panels and rock guards and things like that, headlights. I think they got a hit with that. So until next time, and as always, thank you for watching. I hope you got some benefit from this. If you did, hit the subscribe button and like the video for me. We'll see ya.